Hello, I'm Benjinator12, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the high-grade Universal Century RX-78-2 Gundam. This is the original Gundam from Mobile Suit Gundam, and relatively early high-grade Universal Century kit, but it introduced a lot of things that would later become standard on other high-grade Universal Centuries. Now, I have done a slight bit of modification to this kit, and I will tell you in areas where I have done that when I go to talk about it. So to start off with the colors, you got the basic sort of Gundam colors going here. You've got a blue for this chest, red for this little piece on the V-fin, in the middle of the V-fin, this crotch piece, and of course the torso here. You've also got yellow in the chest vents, the neck guard collar thing, and the front skirts and back skirts. Oh, and that red is also on the feet. You've got a dark gray for the joints here on the back of the legs, the backpack, joints on the feet as well. And everything else is white. Stickers on this guy, not a whole lot, and I believe, yes, they're all on the head. The eyes are stickers. This forehead camera is a sticker. And on the back of the head, this back of the head camera is a sticker. And that is it. Not a lot of stickers to worry about. Now, articulation. This is some of the things that it introduced that would later become standard on most other high-grade Universal Centuries. The head will go up, not a lot. Down, not a lot. Side to side, it will rotate 360 degrees. No, it won't. It's got an odd shape to it, and it won't. Also, its chin protrudes just a little bit, so it's hard to do that. So, not a lot of movement with the head. The, oh, my camera's getting all tilted. The arms will rotate 360 degrees. There's a joint inside the body that lets them move a little bit forward, a little bit backward. Arms move up that far. Shoulder armor is independent of the arm, but the way it's jointed on there, it doesn't do anything differently, so it moves with the arm, I suppose. Just below the shoulder, the arm will rotate 360 degrees. Will bend at the elbow. Oh, beam sabers will fall out. They do that. Bend at the elbow, 90 degrees, just actually a little bit less than 90 degrees. Wrists on a ball joint, so it'll do all the basic rotating, wiggle. You can push it in to be flush with the arm, pull it out for more mobility. Beam sabers slot in the backpack, but I'll talk about that later in the accessories. Don't want to get off track. This is where I've done some modification. The front skirts come together as one solid piece, but there's a convenient little piece in the middle. You can slice it down with like a modeling knife, or model nippers, I suppose is what you should use. I made the horrible mistake of using toenail clippers because I don't have model nippers, and it also broke the little piece, so I had to get super glue and super glue that together, and then I'm going to sand everything down. And I sanded down a bit too much, so I have two separate skirts that are very loose, but yours will have skirts that move together. And my skirt will, and when they're together, they will move up about as far as this one. See, they don't quite move up as far as the other because of the way I modified them. The legs will go up that far, so pretty good. They will go back that far because the back skirts are immobile. Beam saber will keep falling out, probably for the duration of the review. Side skirts will go up that far. Close up again. That far out. The legs will go that far sideways, so the side skirts really don't need to move as far as they do. So that far. The knees are single jointed because it's pretty old of a high grade kit, and they'll move just a wee bit more than 90 degrees. The feet have another thing that will later become standard. It's got an ankle joint, allowing the foot to move forwards and backwards on that. Then the actual foot itself's on a ball joint, so it'll move forwards and backwards. Side to side, just a small bit, the foot guard gets in the way. Rotate just a tiny amount, and the foot guards move up and down. They're attached to the feet. The body is on a little peg, so it will rotate. Not quite 360 degrees, but if you pull it up a little bit more, you can get 360, but at that point, it's making a really ugly gap. It also will go side to side for some Gundam jig action. Yeah. So, that's it for articulation. Pretty good for such an old high-grade Universal Century. It's number 21. And they go all the way up to 117 for all those who are wanting to know, because that's the most recent one so far at the time of this review being recorded. Now for accessories, as you saw earlier, it has two beam sabers. They're the handles, and they store conveniently in little slots on the backpack, like so. They are not in there firmly at all, but that's okay, because you're going to want to take them out and put them in with, and this at the time was a novel feature, but now it's standard, these beautiful clear pink beams. And he can hold them in his hand and get ready to chop up some Hgucs, like he does in every episode of the series. Well, almost everyone. Take that out, set that aside for now. He also comes with a shield, which has this little connector. The connector itself rotates. It's on a ball joint, so it'll rotate 360 degrees. Got a little bit of wiggle up and down. Now, there's this hole in the arm down there. Let me bring that in closer so you can see that. And the connector pegs into that hole, and the shield has a handle, so the hand can hold it, and it doesn't look really corny and lame. Well, it kind of gives a better sort of riot shield sense to it. How it's not just stuck to the arm. There's more dexterity involved in that, because he's holding onto it from in here. And of course, he comes with one trigger finger hand, like most high-grade Universal Centuries. I have it right now. I'll set him down for a moment. Attached to his beam rifle. The beam rifle has a handle. The handle moves. You can slide to the side like that. Also, it's got a moving scope, too. It's a really nice feature there. And you're just going to want to replace that fist with the one with the trigger finger. Now he's got his beam rifle, and he's minus a beam saber again. Blast. I'm just going to take that out so that it will stop falling out for the rest of this review. There we go. He also comes with a bazooka, which needs to be painted white on some parts here. But it looks actually pretty okay without it, even though it's all just gray plastic. It's got a moving little handle back here. But this does not move, which makes it kind of awkward to pose. Let me demonstrate. You're going to want to take the hand with the trigger finger. You're going to want to take apart. Let me demonstrate on camera. Oh, my hand's a cat and shadow. Take apart that hand there. Pull it out of the beam rifle. And place it on the bazooka. And of course, this is, in case you're very new to Gundam modeling and you don't know what I'm doing here, this is a feature you're going to find on most Gundam model kits in the 1:144 scale. Is these hands that you take apart and put different accessories in. Now he's got his bazooka. He can't do a whole lot with it because of the long magazine back here. He can't pose it a lot of different ways, but you can pose in quite a few. Take that out, replace that with his normal fist again. Now, if you've seen the original series, you know about the Gundam's fancy core block technology. This model's old enough that and small enough too, because modern ones don't have this feature, that it doesn't have a core fighter it doesn't have a core block system. However, it does have a little core fighter with little landing gear there in blue. It's all red and blue. So you're going to need to paint it to have the white and the lighter blue for the cockpit. But it's a nice touch that they included that. So, also, for the bazooka, we saw earlier, with the fist, the trigger finger on it right now, you get this little plastic piece, which on the back skirt, there is a little white piece in there. I'm not going to go to the trouble to try to get it out. I've never gotten out the whole time. But you can replace it with this and store the bazooka along his back. Now, I honestly never done that because I like to display him with either the beam rifle or the bazooka and not both at the same time. But that's it for the accessories and articulation and colors and stickers for this, so I suppose I'm done with that. It's time to get with my thoughts on this model. It's the original Gundam. If you're going to get Gundam model kits, you need this. Unless you want to get the new G30th version, which has better articulation, but is a lot less anime accurate, which is why I skipped out on it, because it's got a huge amount of panel lines. It's designed to look like that 1:1 scale model that they put up in Japan, which is really awesome, but not anime accurate. So, this is a very nice kit. Lots of accessories, pretty good articulation for its age, introduced a lot of standards. You can pick it up depending on where you source. Where I get it, this costs, online, this costs me, I believe it costs me $15, $16, $17, it cost me $18, but that was including things like shipping, so I suppose it was more like, you'll probably be sooner finding it around $14 or $12, $13 range. So it's a relatively cheap model kit. You get a lot with it, and of course, it's iconic. You don't want to miss this thing. So, definitely recommended, and that's all I have to say about this. Thank you very much. Go find this kit. Amuro wants you to buy it. Oh, it's still recording. Darn you.